What comes to mind when you hear China nightlife? Maybe you picture sprawling, decadent clubs. Perhaps you imagine scenes from movies filled with mystery and extravagance, countless stories whispered online, painting sensationalized pictures of after-dark life, tales of unstoppable parties, tales of a specific nightlife culture. But stories told from thousands of miles away often miss the bigger picture. They focus on a tiny slice of reality and blow it up until it obscures everything. The truth is more complex, more human. Before we dive deep, subscribe and hit the bell. You won't want to miss what's coming. Stick with me until the end. We're uncovering the real story. Tonight we go beyond stereotypes and clickbait. We're journeying into the heart of Guangzhou. What really happens when the sun goes down? We'll explore neon-lit streets. We'll explore quiet, hidden alleyways. We'll meet the people who bring the city to life. This isn't about confirming biases or chasing rumors. We're here to witness the city's energy firsthand, from bustling night markets to modern, thumping entertainment districts. This journey is about culture, people, and the economic forces that shape their lives. We'll focus on the so-called Guangzhou girls. Who are they? Online fantasies, or students, entrepreneurs, artists, daughters navigating change? Our goal, a balanced, respectful look. We'll listen to their stories, ambitions, their challenges, their dreams. Replace caricature with character. Replace myth with reality. Show the city's diversity. The real story of Guangzhou after dark is waiting. As dusk settles over Guangzhou, a different kind of energy begins to stir. The frantic pace of the day's commerce doesn't simply stop, it transforms. The oppressive heat of the southern sun gives way to a more forgiving, balmy warmth, drawing people out from their offices and apartments. This is not the explosive start to a wild night that myths might suggest. Instead, it is a gentle unfurling, a city-wide exhale. The first signs of nightlife are modest and deeply social. The soft glow of neon signs flickers to life, pink, blue, and gold. The first wave of people to reclaim the streets are the city's workers, their faces illuminated by smartphone screens as they coordinate their evening plans. Their destinations are not yet the thumping clubs or exclusive bars. Instead, they are heading towards something far more fundamental to Cantonese culture: food. The evening revolves around the promise of a shared meal, a moment to reconnect with friends and colleagues after a long day's work. This early evening scene is a testament to the city's dual identity. It is a global manufacturing hub, yet it is also a city that deeply values social connection and the simple pleasures of life. The soundscape of this hour is not one of loud music, but of 1,000 conversations blending together, punctuated by the distant rumble of the metro and the cheerful chime of shared bikes being unlocked. It's a scene you'll find repeated across countless neighborhoods, from the historic lanes of Liwan to the modern plazas of Tianhe. This is the authentic start to a Guangzhou night, a slow and steady crescendo building towards the livelier hours to come. As darkness deepens, the city's night markets fully awaken, transforming entire streets into vibrant corridors of light, sound, and smell. Rows of food stalls, each a small family-run enterprise, stand shoulder to shoulder, their proprietors working with practiced, almost theatrical efficiency. You can smell the sharp, pungent scent of stinky tofu mingling with the sweet, smoky fragrance of grilled oysters sizzling over hot coals. The air carries the nutty aroma of roasted chestnuts, the spicy kick of Sichuan-style skewers, and the subtle, comforting smell of steaming rice noodle rolls or chung fun. You hear the rhythmic clanging of metal spatulas against hot griddles, a percussive beat that drives the market's energy forward. There is the sharp hiss of meat hitting hot oil. Vendors call out their offerings in rapid-fire Cantonese, Their voices a melodic and essential part of the market's ambiance. It's an orchestra of organized chaos, a sensory overload that feels exhilarating rather than overwhelming. Here in the night markets, you see a true cross-section of the city's population. Young couples share plates of grilled squid on a date. Groups of students gather around a bubbling hot pot. The night market is a great equalizer, a place where a simple, perfectly cooked skewer of lamb brings the same amount of joy to a wealthy businessman as it does to a construction worker. The Guangzhou girls you see here are not the one-dimensional figures of online lore. They are friends laughing over a shared dessert, daughters helping their parents at the family stall. Away from the sizzling energy of the food markets, another, more tranquil side of Guangzhou's nightlife unfolds along the banks of the Pearl River. The iconic Canton Tower lights up in a shifting rainbow of colors, its reflection shimmering on the water's surface. Tour boats, adorned with bright lights and traditional Chinese designs, glide slowly down the river. Elderly couples practice ballroom dancing. Younger couples walk hand in hand. Photographers set up their tripods. The riverfront is not a commercialized zone of expensive cafes and restaurants, but rather a democratic space for everyone. Here, amid the gentle lapping of the water and the distant city hum, you can witness quiet moments of connection. It's a side of youth culture that is often overlooked, more about intimacy and reflection. As the evening progresses, another essential pillar of Cantonese social life comes to the forefront, the tea house. But these are not the quiet, solemn places one might imagine. They specialize in everything from artisanal bubble tea to elaborate, Instagram-worthy Hong Kong-style desserts. These modern tea houses function as the de facto social clubs for young Guangzhou. They are the third place between home and work or school. Young women, often dressed in the latest fashions, meet up after work to decompress and catch up on gossip. It's an opportunity to share an experience, take photos for social media. This is a world away from the sensationalized narratives. It's a nightlife culture built on conversation, connection, and the perfect cup of cheese foam-topped oolong tea. As the clock ticks past 10, the city hum fades. The deeper, insistent beat rises. We leave the communal warmth of food stalls and head to nightlife districts. Tianhe, Zhujiang New Town. The energy shifts from social and relaxed to charged and deliberate. Nightlife as destination, an event you plan for. The transition is stark. Lantern light fades, strobes flash from club entrances. Murmur of conversation, deep bass you feel in your chest before the music. Glamorous groups step out of taxis, ride shares. Inside, cavernous rooms, massive LED visuals, lasers cutting through fog. The music is overwhelmingly electronic, a global sound heard in Berlin, Seoul. This is a performance of status and success. Reserved tables with high minimums, champagne arriving with sparklers. A release from high-pressure work culture, a chance to feel glamorous and carefree for a few hours, immersed in a world of light and sound. We met May, a 23-year-old marketing assistant, celebrating a friend's birthday.
And we only do this maybe once a month. My work is very stressful, very long hours. This is how we forget about it. We dance, we take pictures, we feel good.
Not everyone is here just for leisure. In a slightly less frantic corner, we spoke with Kiki, a 25-year-old part-time model and influencer.
I have to be seen at the right places. Brands watch who is popular, where they go. A post from a famous club can lead to a new job.
The scene also includes those who power the nightlife industry. We met Xiao Li, a 21-year-old student working as a server.
The money is good, better than other part-time jobs. It helps me pay for my university fees and send some back to my family.
Then there are the artists. In a smaller, grittier live music venue, we found Chen, lead singer of an indie rock band.
We are not trying to be famous. We just want to create something real, something that speaks to our generation.
The behavior inside these clubs is not a chaotic free-for-all. The table is the fundamental social unit of the night. Groups share drinks, play dice games, and chat amongst themselves, rarely mingling with strangers from other tables. For many of the young women we saw, going out with a trusted circle of girlfriends is a key part of the experience. It creates a sense of safety and solidarity. While a table might be covered in expensive bottles, it's often a calculated group expense, a practical approach to a night of aspirational fun. Ultimately, the club scene in Guangzhou is not one single story. It's a vast spectrum of venues and experiences. To paint the entire scene with one brush is to miss the truth. To truly understand the Guangzhou girls, we must see their lives in full context. A generation defined by ambition, not just participating in the city's economy, but actively shaping it. Nightlife becomes part of a larger strategy for success. Networking in bars and lounges, but the ambition goes beyond money. It's a desire for personal growth and new experiences, saving to travel abroad, learning a new language. The online caricature of a one-dimensional partygoer is a gross distortion. It misses the hustle, the intelligence, and the resilience of daily life. We saw stories like Ling's, who holds a full-time job by day and builds a handmade jewelry business by night. Ultimately, the true story is one of agency. They are not being acted upon, but are acting, making calculated decisions, balancing tradition and modernity on their own terms. Our journey through the Guangzhou night has taken us from the gentle sizzle of street food stalls to the thundering bass of modern super clubs. We began with a question: what really happens here after dark? The answer is a rich mosaic of a million different lives. The label Guangzhou Girls is flawed and limiting. They are ambitious entrepreneurs, pragmatic students, dedicated professionals, and loyal friends creating vital support networks. The real story is one of balance, between the pursuit of individual freedom and the importance of community, between preserving cultural heritage and embracing a globalized future. We hope we've replaced caricature with character. Guangzhou's story, like that of modern China, is complex, dynamic, and deeply misunderstood. If this opened your eyes, subscribe and hit the bell. Stay connected as we continue to explore the real stories behind the headlines. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable night. The city's energy is undeniable, a story that deserves respect, honesty, and understanding.